Hello. Today we're going to be looking at 3.2, solving inequalities using addition and subtraction. Our goal for today is to use addition and subtraction to solve inequalities. These are one-step inequalities. Solving an inequality using addition and subtraction is exactly like solving an equation, except for an equal sign, you have an inequality sign. So let's look at some examples. If we look at example A, we have f plus 6 is greater than or equal to negative 3. Since I want to get the f alone, and it was f plus 6, all I'm going to do is minus 6 on both sides. So it's just like solving an equation. So on this side, I would just be left with f, because the 6 and the negative 6 would cancel out. I would have is greater than or equal to negative 3 minus 6 is negative 9. So my answer is f is greater than or equal to negative 9. Now we're going to graph our solution. Remember, when you graph a solution, you need at least 3 points. So that's why I have 3 points on my graph. Since my answer or my solution is at negative 9, I put a circle. Since it has an equal to with it, it's a closed circle. And then greater than or equal to means it's going to the right. So let's look at B. This one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 3 to get the p alone. 9 plus 3 is 12. I have is less than p. Now this is my solution, but whenever you're going to graph an inequality, you always want your variable on the left side. So if you notice, right, this inequality symbol, the Pac-Man is eating the p. So when I turn it around, the Pac-Man should still be eating the p. So this is really p is greater than 12. So I make a circle at 12. It's an open circle because it doesn't have an equal to sign with the inequality. And since it's greater than, I'm going to the right. So look at C, it's the same idea. Here I want to get the x alone, so I'm going to add 1. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2, is greater than or equal to x. Again, I always want the variable on the left side of the equation. So this time, since the Pac-Man is eating the negative 2, I have to keep it that way. So when I turn it around, that Pac-Man is still eating the negative 2. So I'm going to make a closed circle at negative 2 since it's got an equal to with the inequality. And now since it's less than, I'm going to the left. So let's look at D. D, this is the same thing even though there's decimals. This is n plus 0.9, so I would minus 0.9 from both sides. Now, when I subtract 0.9, I'm left with n is less than negative 2.5 minus 0.9 is negative 3.4. Now when I graph this one, obviously I can't graph negative 3.4 at the tick marks, but I know negative 3.4 is between negative 3 and 4, so I'm going to make a circle about here. It's an open circle because it doesn't have an equal to, and since it's less than, I'm going to the left. Now E, I know this looks like it's a bigger problem, but if I look on the left side, I have y minus 4 plus 2 is greater than or equal to 10. So this one, before I even solve this, I want to combine my like terms. Negative 4 and negative 2 are both regular numbers. I can combine the negative 4 and the positive 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. So I'm really left with y minus 2 is greater than or equal to 10. So now to get the y alone, I add 2 to both sides. Now 10 plus 2 is 12, so I have y is greater than or equal to 12. I'm going to make a closed circle at 12 because it has an equal to with the inequality. And since it's greater than, I'm going to the right. So F. This one, same idea. Here it looks like a multi-step problem, but if I notice 5y and negative 4y, those can be combined. 5 minus 4 is 1, so I have y plus 5 is less than 8. Now it's just a one-step problem. To get the y alone, I'm going to minus 5. So 8 minus 5 is 3. So I have y is less than 3. So for my graph, I had the wrong numbers in there, but I would have 2, 3, and 4, because I need at least 3 numbers. I would have an open circle at 3, and it's less than, so it's going to the left. So those are just basic one-step problems. Let's look at a word problem. So example 2, for the word problems, we're going to write and solve. A says your goal is to take at least 10,000 steps per day. According to your pedometer, you have walked 5,274 steps. Write and solve an inequality to find the possible number of steps you can take to reach your goal. So our goal is to take at least 10,000 steps per day. Whenever you see the word at least, that is greater than or equal to. So our goal is to take at least 10,000 steps. Now we've already walked 5,274 steps. So if I take the 5,274 steps that I've already taken, plus some other amount, this is what I want to take to find the possible number of steps I can take to reach my goal, it should equal more than or equal to, okay, greater than or equal to 10,000 steps. So if I add those two numbers together, I want to get to at least 10,000. So this is my inequality. Now I'm going to solve it. So all I would do is I would subtract 5,274. So if I do that, I get x is greater than or equal to 4,726. So we would need to walk at least 4,726 steps to reach our goal. So let's look at B. The Environmental Club is selling herb gardens for Earth Day. Each member is encouraged to sell at least 10 gardens. You sell 3 gardens on Monday and 4 gardens on Tuesday. Write and solve an inequality to find the possible number of gardens you can sell to reach your goal. So we are encouraged to sell at least 10 gardens. So I want my total to be greater than or equal to 10. On Monday, I sell 3 gardens. Then Tuesday, I sell 4 gardens, so 3 plus 4. Then on another day, how many more gardens would I have to sell to reach my goal? So that's my unknown. If I add all of these numbers together, I should get at least 10. So I'm going to solve this. I'm going to combine my like terms, so I'm going to make this 7 plus x is greater than or equal to 10. To get the x alone, I would minus 7 on both sides. 10 minus 7 is 3. So I get x is greater than or equal to 3. So what I'm saying is you need to sell at least 3 more gardens to reach your goal. Now, that is solving inequalities using addition or subtraction. Again, it is just like solving equations. Make sure you go back and fill out the Google form, and I will see you guys tomorrow.